Sometimes it is the smallest things that have the greatest importance.
A seemingly insignificant sphere of rock, formless and void, floating in a vast darkness.
And yet it was here that the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters.
It was here that God created.
A few seemingly insignificant words that brought forth all that is.
Day and night,
Sea and sky,
plants and animals,
male and female.
in His image and likeness.
Every particle of light,
Every blade of grass
every drop of water.
was good.
And God blessed His image bearers to be fruitful and multiply, to fill up the earth and subdue it,
To turn every square inch of the wild world into a beautiful garden.
But into this good world, deceit reared its crafty head.
Into the garden came a serpent.
A question meant to divide and deceive.
And deceit began to do its work.
A lie wormed its way into our hearts, and born was the pattern of self-deception that plagues us all to this day.
A pattern of rebellion that fractures our lives and destroys our hearts.
A pattern of sin that replicates itself like a virus upon creation, cursing and maiming everything that it touches.
Darkening the mind, suppressing the truth, bending the goodness of God's world until it breaks under the weight of wicked deeds. Our eyes fill with envy.
Our hearts bend towards sin.
We reach out and take hold of death.
Then we try to hide from its consequences. And so we take, and we take in high-handed rebellion against our Maker, against our God, against our Creator, against our King. And we hide. We
hide from one another. We hide from ourselves. We hide from God. We hide from the truth that we are dead in sin, and there is nothing we can do about it.
And so every square inch of the world fell under the curse.
And it seemed like all was lost.
But sometimes it is the smallest things that have the greatest importance.
A seemingly insignificant young woman, betrothed to a carpenter.
A seemingly insignificant town among thousands of bigger cities.
And yet, it was here that the angels brought good news.
Sin will not conquer, and death will not get the final word.
for God himself makes his dwelling among us.
The bad news is that every one of us is dead in our sins.
But the good news is that Jesus was born, and Jesus died the death that we deserve.
And rising again, he conquered the grave, and he offers us everlasting life with him.
The good news is that Jesus Christ is alive.
The good news is that there is no neutral ground in the universe. Every square inch, every split second of time is claimed by God as Jesus is reconciling all things to himself.
Our studies and jobs, our relationships and time, our cultures and loves.
We are called to be God's people, the church of the living God, the already in the not yet.
Because sometimes it is the smallest things that have the greatest importance.
Every action we take, every word on our lips, every thought in our minds,
to glorify God and his good world.
This is why we are here this weekend.
To proclaim with one voice that Jesus Christ is alive.
And he is Lord over all. Every moment of time.
Every human heart.
Every square inch of this world.
Welcome to Jubilee.